Talk about like within lifestyle, that money's gone. Trust me. Now it's like if you call him, he'll be at your your local host in a nightclub because you need that action right now.
Floyd Mayweather has absolutely f***ed himself in big 2026. It's because he's in massive debt again. Floyd is going broke. Instead of Floyd having all these bank robberies and whatever else he was bragging about on the plane, I'd be mad at me too. Looks like you should be mad at yourself because you played yourself. You thought you could do these backdoor deals with this guy and this guy and this guy and it wouldn't affect everybody coming together and going, no, dude, you sign a contract here. That means effectively we control when and where you fight. And if you are taking other side business that interferes with this fight, or potentially can, then we're going to sue you.
Floyd Mayweather has opened up about why his relationship with 50 Cent eventually fell apart. Mayweather explained that he and 50 Cent once spent a significant amount of time together and shared many experiences, which made their eventual fallout even more surprising. According to Mayweather, the relationship changed when 50 Cent began making negative comments about his intelligence and abilities. Floyd appeared to view those remarks as a major line that had been crossed, ultimately contributing to the breakdown of their friendship.
So, like we got issues over anger, he's still the best fighter out there. Until somebody beat him, that's who he is.
Do you think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight.
All that money?
Yeah, it took...
Floyd Mayweather and 50 Cent have been involved in a long-running and highly publicized feud, with 50 Cent repeatedly making claims about Mayweather's finances and personal life. According to 50 Cent, the tension between them intensified when Mayweather allegedly asked him for financial assistance before serving time in jail. 50 Cent claimed that he loaned Mayweather money during that period, expecting the debt to eventually be repaid. However, 50 Cent alleged that after Mayweather returned from jail, the money was never paid back. The claim reportedly became another source of tension between the two former friends and contributed to the bitter relationship that followed.
I'm following up here to say it again. Floyd is terrible with his money. He owes a lot of people a lot of money, and I'm willing to bet.
The situation reportedly became even more frustrating for 50 Cent when Mayweather appeared to have plenty of money to spend on expensive cars, including Lamborghinis and other luxury purchases. From 50 Cent's perspective, watching Mayweather spend heavily while allegedly failing to repay money he claimed was owed to him only intensified their already strained relationship as the years went on. 50 Cent continued to publicly discuss Mayweather's finances, frequently making comments about his wealth, spending habits, and lifestyle. What began as a personal disagreement eventually evolved into one of the most recognizable celebrity feuds in boxing and entertainment, with both names repeatedly trading shots in the public eye.
Just doing a dinner.
Yeah. You say it so nonchalantly, too. Yeah, I made $1 million yesterday. It ain't no big deal,
We made $1 million yesterday. We made $1 million today. We set up, another just a small deal.
Yeah.
Nothing major, just, we do dinners worldwide and we make millions just doing dinners.
Yeah. Well, if I ever have you for a dinner, I'm gonna need it to be free, man. I can't pay no $1 million.
We could do 100 dinners.
Yeah.
Their long-running feud resurfaced as Floyd Mayweather faced renewed criticism over the allegations surrounding him. Although Mayweather denied the claims, 50 Cent once again took a public shot at his longtime rival. Earlier this year, 50 Cent shared a video on Instagram showing Mayweather addressing the allegations during a live panel. The post was later deleted, but the message behind it was clear. 50 was using the moment to mock Mayweather and question how the legal situation could unfold. The latest exchange showed that, despite years having passed since their original fallout, 50 Cent remains willing to publicly challenge Mayweather whenever controversy surrounds the former champion. 50 Cent has also criticized Mayweather for allegedly making money the central focus of his life. In 50's view, Floyd became so heavily focused on wealth, luxury, and financial success that other values may have taken a back seat. According to 50 Cent, that attitude has influenced how some people perceive Mayweather outside the boxing ring, adding another dimension to one of the entertainment world's most enduring celebrity feuds.
Tractor Skip, if you make $230 million, they give you 2 checks or a check for $230 million. It is up to you to take out the deduction and make sure state, federal, and whatever else needs to be deducted it's paid to the Internal Revenue Service. Floyd, you made 230, and I get it, Skip. I can just imagine getting a check for $230 million. Like, hold on. I ain't see I, R, or S in that ring taking no blows. And I'm supposed to send them, yep, you're supposed to send them their cut. That's the way it works. And what
you owe them about half of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he's in Nevada, so which is no state tax. So basically, all you have to do is give them their 33%.
Yeah.
Skip, I get it, and I get the fact like all they're gonna do is waste my money anyway, but that's not the way you do it.
That is.
The criticism goes even further, with 50 Cent claiming that part of the audience eventually began watching Floyd Mayweather's fights for an entirely different reason. Instead of tuning in simply to appreciate his elite boxing skills, some fans allegedly watched because they wanted to see the undefeated fighter finally lose. 50 Cent argued that Mayweather's outspoken personality, extravagant lifestyle, and constant focus on money helped turn him into a highly polarizing figure. In his view, Floyd's public persona became so controversial that it attracted as much attention as his accomplishments inside the ring. For 50 Cent, that reaction demonstrated how Mayweather's carefully built money image could divide audiences, creating both devoted supporters and critics eager to see him suffer his first defeat.
Problem.
He did.
Sugar Ray Robinson had to come out of retirement in 55 to settle a debt with the IRS, and even Mike Tyson. But what's so disappointing with me, Skip? Floyd Mayweather has gone through this before. What is it that you don't get? And I'm even more disappointed because you're on Instagram and on Twitter flaunting your opulence. You got bales and bales of money. You might have 30, 40 racks up in front of you. You got Bugattis and Enzo Ferraris and private jets and yacht, and you big balling. And you won't cut these people their money? Now, Skip, I believe that he would have taken this fight anyway. It's hard to turn down.
Amid their ongoing feud, 50 Cent continued mocking Floyd Mayweather and his money team brand, turning the rivalry into another opportunity for a public jab. At one point, 50 used social media to ridicule Mayweather's image and business empire, joking about selling his money team merchandise for almost nothing. Long before widespread speculation about Mayweather's finances, 50 Cent had already criticized Floyd's spending habits, business decisions, and extravagant lifestyle. His comments portrayed Mayweather as someone heavily focused on displaying wealth while potentially paying less attention to how that wealth was managed. At the time, many people dismissed the criticism as simply another chapter in their personal feud. However, Mayweather continued showcasing luxury cars, watches, private jets, designer items, and other expensive possessions across social media. That contrast has since made some of 50 Cent's older comments more interesting to audiences, particularly as renewed questions about Mayweather's finances have brought his spending habits back into the spotlight.
Was a situation that you couldn't break down between 50 Cent and Mayweather.
Yeah.
This looked like a friendship that was going to last a lifetime. What the hell happened between 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather?
Well, he changed his mind.
Now, what do you mean he changed his mind?
Like, as he was actually going in to jail, he asked me to help him with Mayweather Promotions.
Right.
Then as he actually got in and I took a look, I realized there is no Mayweather Promotions. There's no LLC, there's no seal, it's not incorporated, it's just
a name.
Yeah,
that comes out people's mouths.
Right. See, technically, Floyd is a Golden Boy fighter. You see what I'm saying? He fights on every Golden Boy card. They do all the footwork on
like
every
the negotiations and the imprint, the paperwork.
They build the whole
50 Cent has repeatedly mocked Floyd Mayweather's reading abilities, using the running joke as another way to ridicule his longtime rival. During the controversy surrounding Mayweather's 2020 exhibition plans and reported financial issues connected to the proposed Logan Paul fight, 50 Cent once again targeted Floyd on Instagram in his post. 50 mocked Mayweather over the reported financial dispute and suggested that Floyd should have allowed him to review the contracts before making any decisions. He also referenced potential future fights, continuing to use humor and insults to keep their long-running feud alive. The post became another chapter in the highly publicized rivalry, with 50 Cent once again questioning Mayweather's business decisions while mocking his intelligence and financial judgment.
Helping with Mayweather Promotions and it's not there, I go, okay, I know what he means. He wants me to
get it together.
Put it together for him. So I do TMT promotions. I get it all the way together. Sign the actual fighters. We had acquisition of Gamboa. It's like I had to negotiate a release. It was $1.2 million. Andre Durrell, IBF champion Billy Dip, WBA champion Celestino Calabero. You know, so we brought them over. I brought him over while Floyd was, still incarcerated.
Yeah.
Then he comes home. There's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on, where it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying him the new Lamborghini and all these new things, and I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you had already invested.
Yeah. Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back? But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
After days of being targeted by 50 Cent, Floyd Mayweather eventually responded in his own style. 50 had reportedly offered $750,000 to charity if Floyd could read a page from Harry Potter without struggling. Rather than accepting the challenge, Mayweather fired back by highlighting his financial success, responding with the figure $72,276,000 and adding, "God bless." As their feud continued, Mayweather also took aim at rappers including 50 Cent, Nelly, and T.I. during a 2014 interview. Floyd argued that his relevance had lasted far longer than that of many figures in hip-hop, pointing to his nearly 2 decades of success in boxing. Mayweather emphasized his wealth and longevity, portraying himself as an athlete who had remained at the top while other entertainers had come and gone. His comments were widely interpreted as a dismissal of the rapper's careers while highlighting his own financial success, and continued drawing PowerPoint. 50 Cent later responded after learning that Mayweather had criticized several rappers, including himself, T.I., and Nelly. Appearing surprised at being singled out, 50 questioned why Floyd had targeted him and once again turned the situation into another public exchange in their long-running feud.
Sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when... But see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardlessly. Right. So I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he going to say he wants to, to give me the other half of it? Why I got to ask you for it?
Right.
And then when he...
Are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual, the situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell y'all to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh, man.
And I'm looking at him, and he looked in my face.
Floyd Mayweather's feud with 50 Cent is not the only source of tension surrounding his business relationships. 50 Cent reignited controversy by sharing audio that was allegedly connected to Leonard Ellerbe and Al Heyman, bringing renewed attention to the complicated business relationships surrounding Mayweather. According to commentary surrounding the recording, some of the tension may have stemmed from the failed plans involving Floyd and 50 Cent to build TMT promotions together before their partnership eventually collapsed. The alleged leaked audio also raised questions about disagreements surrounding Mayweather's business claims and his relationship with premier boxing champions. The controversy added another layer to the ongoing disputes involving Mayweather, his former associates, and the people connected to his boxing business empire.
Is suing Showtime and Steven Espinoza, the former head of Showtime Sports, for hundreds of millions of dollars that he claims are unaccounted for. Let's go ahead and break it down and give you all the details about what's going on. What's up, everybody? Marcos Villegas here for Fight Up TV. And Floyd Mayweather as probably the richest and one of the most dominant boxers in the history of the sport. But now Floyd is stepping into the courtroom to fight for money he claims that he was never paid, and he wants justice on his terms. So let's talk details. Let me tell you about the lawsuits. On February 3rd, 2026, Floyd Mayweather filed a lawsuit in California against Showtime Networks and Steven Espinoza, claiming they helped his former advisor, Al Heyman, misappropriate a huge chunk of his fight earnings to the tune of $340 million. Mayweather says the money is still missing and unaccounted for, and he's now suing Showtime and Espinoza for aiding and abetting breach of fiduciary duty, civil conspiracy to commit fraud. Ooh, that's It's a serious accusation there. Conversion, unjust enrichment, and he's seeking punitive damage on top of the missing $340 million.
Leonard Ellerby appeared frustrated by Floyd Mayweather's comments about the organization, particularly after Mayweather linked PBC with his own brand and business interests. Although the authenticity and full context of the alleged recording remain disputed, 50 Cent's decision to share it publicly added another layer to the ongoing controversy. The situation further highlighted the tensions surrounding Mayweather's business empire and the complicated relationships with former associates and key figures in his professional circle.
Appropriated funds and damages resulting from a long-running and elaborate scheme of financial fraud, breaches in fiduciary duty, and conspiracy orchestrated by Floyd J. Mayweather's former manager and advisor, Al Heyman, with the knowing and substantial participation and aid of defendants Showtime Networks and Stephen S.
Wade Plemons and financial commentator Spencer Cornelia have examined the financial pressures that can come with maintaining Floyd Mayweather's extravagant lifestyle. Cornelia explained that Mayweather could still have tens of millions of dollars tied up in assets, including real estate, luxury vehicles, and valuable jewelry. However, having substantial assets does not necessarily mean having the same amount of liquid cash readily available. Properties and high-value possessions can take time to sell, while borrowing against those assets can create additional financial obligations. Cornelia suggested that maintaining an extremely expensive lifestyle can become increasingly difficult when income from major fights declines. For someone accustomed to generating enormous paydays throughout his boxing career, a reduction in earnings could potentially create significant cash flow pressure. The broader point is that wealth is not determined solely by the value of what someone owns. Managing liquidity, expenses, debt, and long-term investments can be just as important when trying to preserve a large fortune.
Let's go. So now he has filed a $175 million lawsuit against his business partner, Jonah Recknitz. So the name should be familiar to you. He has been described as Floyd Mayweather's right-hand man for decades. Also, he has been named in several lawsuits with Floyd for them being involved in scams themselves. The lawsuits include allegations for fake exhibition fights, allegations for unpaid jet bills, unpaid jewelry, unpaid services provided. But in turn, now Floyd is suing him and saying, hey, I never saw this stuff. You have scammed me out of jewelry. You have scammed me out of money. You've scammed me out of real estate. And so this is a big, massive lawsuit, guys. What's also interesting is Floyd has had an interesting support for the Israel community. Jonah Recknitz is a member of a prominent Jewish Orthodox family. I'm curious if he's going to continue to have the same set of support. I'm also curious to say what if he's going to prevail in the other lawsuits. Is this a way for him to get out of it, or these
The discussion suggests that Mayweather's enormous spending could become increasingly difficult to sustain if his income from major fights continues to decline. During the peak of his career, massive fight purses allowed him to cover substantial expenses, debts, and financial obligations with the earnings from a single event. However, as demand for his fights and exhibition appearances changes, that financial cushion could potentially become smaller. Spencer Cornelia also discussed alleged tax issues and liens, arguing that delayed financial obligations can become more difficult to manage when expected new revenue does not arrive. The broader point is not necessarily that Mayweather has no assets or wealth. Rather, the concern is that maintaining an extremely expensive lifestyle can create significant cash flow pressure, even for someone who has accumulated a fortune over the course of a legendary career.
It wasn't about, for him, it ain't about legacy, it's about currency. And he did exactly what he wanted to do. Right. So you can't be mad at him for that, but I'm not gonna tell you that, oh, I'm gonna say, oh yeah, he the greatest fighter. No, I can't say that.